All right, so welcome back to the cabin. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. So a couple viewers had asked me, how do I make charcoal? So today that's what we're doing. We're making charcoal. But I've got this big old heat source behind me, and it would be foolish not to use it. So last night I did pizza for a couple friends for my mom's house. After I was done cooking, I threw some extra firewood in there so that it would retain heat overnight so I could shoot this video today. So what you have to understand about this oven here is that firebox weighs 2 tons. I built this oven to retain heat for the long haul. So when I do pizza at night, I can then in return use that heat the rest of the week without building another fire. So because I'm working on the hardwood floor though, I don't have time to come down here and cook every day. I'm gonna eat simple meals. I'm going to just grab something real quick to eat so that I could get to work. But I hate to waste all that energy. So that firebox last night was 900 degrees. And if I don't use that heat, in 1 week from now, it's gone. So a good way to utilize that heat is to dehydrate wood and make it into charcoal. Now, I could theoretically just collect the charcoal that's already in there and call it a day. But because I'm shooting this video and I'm going to show you how I did it, I want to start from scratch, let it actually catch on fire and start to burn again. And then we'll turn this pile of wood and maybe a little bit more into charcoal. So let's go ahead and get it opened up and see what happens. Night. Lavender, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Lavender's chasing Archie. You leave it, sit. You leave Archie alone. They're buddies, but Lavender's a chaser. Lavender loves to chase everything. So you be a good girl, okay? You be a good girl. Huh? Yeah? She's a good girl. She really is. Okay, here we go. So I've got 2 doors on this. I've got the stone door that I cut by hand, and then behind that door, I have an iron door. The iron one, of course, is to take the brunt of the heat. I use it more often, like during the day while I'm trying to heat it up. The stone door has a pocket cut in the back of it so that it'll have an air pocket between the steel and the stone to help insulate to keep it hot. So let's take off the first one first, and I'll show you. That's the pocket that I was talking about that it has on it. And it's pretty hot. That door is probably 400 or 500 degrees. You can see the creosote building up on here, so I know that when I open this, that one's a lot hotter. Yeah, you can see. This is a complete load of charcoal. Sit. Good girl. There it goes. What you have to understand about an oven like this is that it can only burn on the fire line. The fire line would be that very front edge of the fire. It can't burn behind the fire line because there's no oxygen. As the heat rolls out of the oven, it rolls out the top. And it takes all of the burnt fumes, lack of oxygen, out the top with it. At that same time, it pulls in fresh oxygen across the bottom floor and into the oven. And that's what's feeding that front line. Behind this thing is completely full of charcoal. So as it starts to progress and as it starts to glow hotter and hotter, it'll just keep sucking air across the bottom and feed that fire. But this is it's all really nice charcoal. I'm gonna go ahead now and throw all that wood in there. Now I've really got a nice fire burning in there. You can see that it's burning really rapidly. The flames are starting to roll out the front. It's burning up so quick now that it can't burn all the smoke because it's starting to heat all that wood up and it's starting to push out all that moisture. So I'm just gonna stir it up a little bit, let it continue to get hotter because I want it to be really hot before I close it up. Because once I close it up, it's just going to decrease in temperature. So let's just stir it up a little bit. And you can see that some of what I put in there is already starting to turn to charcoal. Okay, there you go. That's why I call it feeding the dragon. Okay, it's at this point that I'm going to get that oven closed up and slow it down. It'll let that heat penetrate deeper into the back and make it all charcoal. Now I will lose a little bit, but that's just because I need that heat to produce the charcoal. So anyway, let's just get it closed up. Probably gonna go about there. It can still get oxygen around the corner underneath, and it can still exhaust out the top. So you will notice that the smoke will definitely increase because now it's doing more like making charcoal and not just burning wood. So anyway, I'll see you in, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 hours, but again, I can just tell by the smoke when I need to pull it out of there. So see you shortly. It's been 3 or 4 hours, and as you can see, there's no smoke coming out. That should mean, it means one of two things. Either I snuffed the fire out, because I put the door in tight, so either I snuffed the fire out, or it's ready to come out of there as charcoal. And that door is still steaming hot, so my guess is I've got a bed full of charcoal in there. So let's get it opened up, and what I'm gonna do is try to pull the charcoal out, fill this drum up before it ignites too bad. Just get it moved to the front. All of that is really nice charcoal. You can see it's all, I can't mess around though because it's about ready to burst into flames. I've literally only got seconds. My drum is just about full. And it's almost ready to ignite too. Okay. There, I've got a full drum now. And what I'll do is just get that moved out of the way and just snuff it out. Now that will cool down. That will cool down and I'll have a whole drum full of charcoal and I can use it for whatever I want. Stay here. Okay, it's been several hours since I put it in here. Now, to touch the drum, it's actually pretty cold near the bottom, but the middle of it's still kind of warm. So my guess is that there's a hot spot right in the middle somewhere, which will cool off in time. However, I just want to, for the sake of the video, no matter if I lose a little bit of charcoal or not, I wanted to show you what's in there because how would you know if you didn't see it? So anyway, let's just, so there it is. And if I keep it open too long, if there's an ember down there, that's all real nice charcoal. And that's mostly dust. So anyway, I'm gonna put the lid on that just so it doesn't kindle. This stuff's definitely all out. Just really nice hard. Most of this I think was maple. There was a little bit of oak in there. It would be a little bit harder if it was oak. There's so many uses. Just building fires for the kitchen stove, whatever. 35 gallons of charcoal. That's probably 4 or 5 or 6 bags of charcoal. So anyway, I'll catch you next time. Who knows what it'll be. It just, whatever comes to my mind is what we'll do next time. So I'll catch you next time. Take care.